Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Limited Resources. Oh no, wait. Not that one. Not that one. This is Momentous Doge, the one take, one quality Guild Ball game reports, filmed and edited on the phone. So don't complain about my quality, just complain about my quantity of profanity, you might say. We are low quality, low consistency, and hijinks here, so play is not so great. Especially given, it's not quite my first game since the last game you saw, but it's close. So yeah. Obviously I'm playing a completely new team, first game back, because why not? So here we have Falconers on my side, versus Vet Decimate Brewers on Nick's side. Decimate is standing in for Vet Decimate, and Farhad is playing the role of Quaff. I have won the role to kick because I'm playing a minor guild and balance. Nick kicking with Friday, pretty standard. Nothing too weird here. I've gone for what I think is a reasonable deployment to pick up balls. I'm not entirely sure I was going to get too much work out of Rundas on the first turn. Sorry, Rundas. So yeah, well, we'll just see how this goes. Friday's kick's not bad here. It's still well within range of pickup, but could have been worse, could have been better, I suppose. So here I'm going to pick up with Rundas instead of Icaros, because I think I probably am able to get the first turn goal with Icaros. Was pretty reasonable, to be honest. I don't have to go so far with Rundas that I can actually kick to Minerva first. So, you know, I think this is an okay pickup turn. I actually prefer to kick a lot of the time because it's easier on your brain on the first turn, but I need to learn how to pick it up with Falconers. So let's do that. You only need to embarrass yourself once, right? Right. So Rundas picks it up, kicks it to Minerva, no probs. The Shadowlake and the run, more than enough. So he gets to come back sort of into the scrum a bit. Minerva kicks to Divana and walks up on Friday after Friday has gone up and done some dirty knives first activation. I think this was not a great idea from Nick. Yeah. Giving me someone to bash. No. Even here, Estes walks up and defenses Friday. He could have just run Spigot and done the same thing. I mean, it lets me access Spigot, but I've sort of gone with both of my real beaters that are on that side, so I don't think it would have been that bad. Here, I measure that Frelsey is in range to walk, and then whatever Divana's dodge him thing is, totally not get over here. But he's just in, and that'll come in to play later. Here I'm sort of thinking about Matagi, because Esther is gone, and Spigot doesn't have any momentum, and probably won't get any for the heroic. I just measure the 12 for Decimate's threat, so I'm actually able to get Matagi reasonably far up without putting him in any danger of turning on Vet Decimate. So here, Divana has the ball. I'm sort of mathing out where I need to get to for the Icaros goal run, because I only have him and the bird left. Him and the bird? No, I just have him left. Yeah, him and Divana left, yeah. And I sort of want to be able to score that first turn goal. So Divana's sort of doing the things here. We kick the ball to Icaros, and we're sort of thinking about dodge, because we want to be able to get Divana in there. I'm going to charge here rather than glide, which I'm not entirely sure if that was the correct... Oh, yeah, because Divana's only speed 5 for some fucking reason. It's a bit irritating. Speed 5 no Pathfinder is... Ugh. What I've also done, though, is blocked Frelsey's dodge in, because I'm super smart. I did put down that Harrier, which Nick has put a Fire Blast over, and been very careful to say, not exactly, it's slightly this way, so you can't get into it with Icaros and get the extra speed, but it's also not on Friday, like the Harrier is. I think that Fire Blast over the Harrier was reasonable. I might have shot it at Minerva and Rundas, because I was probably going to get there anyway. Here, Divana does some damage. Picks up the Harrier on the last one for a Death from Above, because I'm not going to do anything with that Harrier for the rest of the turn, so I may as well. Plenty of momentum in the banks, but we miss killing Friday because I'm shit and forget the bird. Here, Icaros is going in. Nick showing off the Momentous Doge plushie, because why not? Although, the camera seems to have moved. You can't see the Shrewsbury's and the dog anymore. There you go. So, Icaros runs up, kicks the ball in. No probs. I've forgotten what turn it is. Icaros kicks it in. Yeah. I've forgotten that influence is actually on Decimate, and Decimate will get to go, because I can't do math. And I went first. Funny that. So when I do that, when I kick it in, I'm like, I guess Icaros will dodge back to the box. Maybe I won't die to Decimate. Decimate goes in, hits the knockdown stagger and the raptor one to push him out. So that's just beautiful. He isn't... I don't think he dies this turn. He dies next turn, but that might be worse. So, here we go. Doing Decimate things. With the ball, not entirely sure this was the best idea. I'm up 4-3 here, which forces me to pick C's out of my pile, because I kind of want to go first, rather than let Decimate finish off Icaros and score the goal in the first activation. Going from 4-zip to 6-4 in one activation might be a bit much for me. Problem with C's here is that I'm going with Mitagi. I'm going to C's up to there. Nick gets to go second and C's. So he picks Decimate, and astutely, even though Icaros is knocked down, he does still block line of sight because Gill Ball. So he dodges to the other side of Icaros. He puts the +1 tack on Decimate. I think it's +1 tack he picked. And this is pretty bad. So I don't get to hot shot first with Mitagi, or like go in, dodge, and hot shot. Sadly, Nick has not been stupid. And this is actually pretty good, I think. Hasn't picked up that Fire Blast, though. Good old Nick. Here, I'm like, oh, okay, this is fine, we got hot shot, Oh, Mitagi has a tackle on his playbook, that's fine. So I'll hot shot the ball off, and then realise that tackle is not momentous, and I'm going first. This is about the point I was like, oh, I'll just kill myself instead of putting this on the internet. It might be better. So yeah, here we go. Instead, I'm going to YOLO, kick it off the board with Mitagi, and hope it scatters to my team. Spoilers, it does not scatter to my team, because that's how life goes. So now I have my 2 influence with Mitagi left, because I'm shit at this game. I think about putting down a Harrier, but I'm not entirely sure that Harrier is going to be great. So instead I shoot Estes and pop Glut Mass. I miss the first one. Stick the second one. Forget to put Bleed down, because I'm shit. So, I was really hoping that I would bleed Estes and bleed Decimate, but that did not happen. So here Decimate goes. Decimate kills Icaros, walks over to Divana and starts smashing. Decimate is doing Decimate things here, doing shit tons of damage. Divana's knocked down. So, yeah, that's good. Life is good. And I'm like, oh, okay. But at least Decimate's gone now, that's fine. That's sort of the punching power out of his team. This isn't too bad. I'm going to set up, go with Minerva, set up, get a Harrier, knock down, that'll be sweet. Roll on Friday, get nothing. Roll on Friday again. Harrier. 2 guys in the Harrier. Yeah, that's great. That's great. Only got 1 momentum though. Yeah. Whoops. Forgot Estes exists, and for the first time ever, I am within 6 inches of Estes. So she doesn't even need to sing for speed. At this point, I did think about killing myself instead of continuing this game at all, to be honest. But, you know, never say die, never say die. And I kind of did owe you a video by now. I did say July. So, Esther's smashes Divana. She didn't have that much health left anyway, so it wasn't that bad. We get the Fire Blast, and this is not looking good for me, to be honest. I have 1 player miles out of anywhere, 2 players getting just shat on. But next turn is next turn. He has actually dropped the ball to Spigot, which I think was a pretty big mistake. I think he should have put it on Estes, because Glutmass will re-up next turn, and Matagi isn't really going to take it off Estes and do anything with it profitably. Like, I might be able to kick it out in the corner to Matagi, but Rundas might be able to kick it out into the corner to Matagi, but he's probably going first with all that momentum. And I've used my 7, and I haven't seen a 7 or a 6 from him. So, Quaff goes up, 2nd wins Friday. Friday does Friday things. I put the bird in, kind of hope that Nick will forget about Shadow Lake. Nick does not forget about Shadow Lake, so that's good. Hooper's walking up, getting some gangs. Nick's sort of setting up the classic Brewer ball here, and I don't have enough Falconers left to stop him. Ideally, I would have Shadow Liked in and hit and fade with Rundas, but nope, not so much. That was dumb. I've also got the bird and Squishy Minerva right in the middle of the scrum, so that's value. Friday's dodging out here, doing things, shooting Minerva with the Dirty Knives again. Good times, good times. Good stuff. I get a counter-attack, and Nick's forgotten to heal Friday here, but I don't actually get the 2 damage I need to kill her, so I just get the 1 push, I think. Push him into base to base. He gets the walk and push, or... Not sure. He does some things here. I think he might have wrapped. So he walks Spigot up. He's looking for the Friday Spigot goal next turn, maybe. This lets me back into the game, I think. So here, he's on 4, I'm on 4. And I need somewhat of a miracle to roll this back into my favour. Thankfully, I might, you know, like I'm just hoping for Nick to fuck up at this point. So Nick's gone first. Nick has more momentum, has better cards probably. I've used my good card. I've got the +1 tack here. Oh, so that must have been poised on me, this mate. So, that's what the little dice is, +1 tack. Because for some reason you can't buy the Frozen Forge spare set, and I don't like the Muse one. It's like weirdly multicolored. You can't buy the Frozen Forge set without the tokens on the official, without the cards on the official website, which is mildly annoying. So here I'm just sort of like slapping double models, putting down some influence, trying very, very hard not to make too big a deal about the 4 on Icaros. And thankfully Nick does not notice super hard, I don't think. He just sort of sees some influence go down. So he goes first with Friday. He's going for Minerva here. I think this is actually probably correct. If he takes out Minerva before she gets to activate, that's a big thing. I lose 3 influence and my best support guy. But it also lets me do Icaros things. So here I'm charging with Icaros. What the fuck happened there? Oh, yeah, okay. You're charging with Icaros. He stances. with his momentums. I get the tackle, but not the tackle and a push dodge, or tackle and anything that I need on the wrap, which was not too bad if he hasn't starts. So I push dodge, and then I don't have enough momentum to do the kick thing, to do the take flight and kick the goal. So enough influence. So I'm just going to smash it downfield to Mitagi and hope to score the goal later in the turn. Problem being that I just lost an activation, and he has an activated effect Decimate, so this could go pretty bad. Because if I get too many activations down, he's going to be on 6 now. If he gets another takeout, if I give him the ball back, he just scores and wins, so I can't do that. Here he's going with Estes. He's feeding for some strengths and speed on Decimate, I think. Speed on Decimate. Estes put some damage into Rundas. It's not too bad. He's got Tough-Hide, and he was relatively fresh. Nick's telegraphing that he's lining up Icaros for the second takeout here. That seems a bit... Like, I know Mitagi is 5s up in the corner there, but I might have gone for Mitagi because it just sort of locks down the rest of my turn. If you go deploy the beats on Mitagi instead, just feels like it might cut down my options a bit more, rather than looking at Icaros. I mean, Hooper is up there to help you smash Icaros to death, but yeah, I don't know, much of muchness. Rundas activates Shadowlight's out and smashes Friday. Puts down a Harrier, doing some things. Keeping his +1 attack because Rundas' counterattacks are pretty decent. Here, Nick's sort of mathing out the vet Decimate. So he is within. He's sort of assuming here that Frelsey can snare him with the snare play on the free strike. There's the titular Momentous Doge in the corner. My little good boy. So, yeah, that's not correct. He elects to go with Hooper instead. I did point out to him that snare doesn't work on a free strike, but I think he's just going with Hooper here in case Hooper, like YOLO, rolls and kills Icaros. Then Vet Decimate's freewheeling it. So here he swings, he gets some good stuff. He takes the knockdown and then forgets the +1 damage for the rest of the activation, which leads to Icaros not being dead. But I believe he gets to the end of the activation, he's like, oh, I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. And we just take Icaros off anyway, because it's not optional. So here, he's on 8 now, and that's pretty bad for me. I was really hoping he would somehow whiff that, but you can't always get what you want. So here goes Divana. She's going to go up. She really needs to kill Friday here. Without it, not so happy. Not so happy. So Divana doing some damage, doing some swings. I thought about dodging the bird over, but ultimately elected not to, because reasons. So Divana's going to smash, she's going to dodge out, and then she's going to do Death from Above, because no one's using that Harrier for the rest of the turn. She does manage to kill Friday, putting me to 6 points. But all I've done is stave off the problem with Mitagi. So here, Decimate is pretty much free to go into Mitagi. I have used whatever Divana's legendary player is called to put snared and 3 damage on all the boys. Helped her kill Friday with spearsies. Spigot's walking into Rundas here. I'm not entirely sure why that is. Putting your 3-1 guy who dies all the time into the Falconers when I need 2 points to make a goal, win. Might not have been... I mean, I don't think it matters in the end, but I wouldn't have done that. So here, Mitagi is going to go around the obstacle. He's going to do some sweet math. I don't have enough movement to get to the point where I can dodge into Decimate and then hopefully get Nick to hit Mitagi instead of scoring the goal. So Mitagi hits... I'm not sure who he hits. He hits someone, I think it was Quaff, for a Momentous Doge with a hot shot. And then he dodges back after the kick is successful with the momentum. Nick kicks the ball out downfield. I have no idea why he does this. All it really accomplishes here is to put the ball away from their Decimate. If he'd kicked it like in the general direction of Decimate, as long as it goes past Decimate, then she can just smash Mitagi for get him off her, and then run and score the goal, I think. Unless the kick goes bad. That could be pretty bad for Nick, but I would have been a bit more conservative. So here, Decimate does not kill Mitagi. Gets pretty close. It fiveses a lot. I'm on 5 momentum, he's on 3. I'm not really sure I can actually win this momentum race, but like I have to try. So we flip over cards. This is sort of where I really prefer game plans to the random dice. It does... Sometimes you do get a bad hand, but like you know what you've got to start with. So I've only used a C's and a 4 or a 5. So here I'm just going to use my last 5, I think. And I will actually beat Nick, because Nick has lowballed. Icaros is going to charge into Hooper, and Nick is going to counterattack, because Hooper has 2 inches, but I managed to, instead of stancing, but I do get the double dodge with Icaros, which is nice. So I pick up the ball on the way through, I kick the goal, Nick gets got by Icaros twice, but Icaros fails both fucking times. 4 dice kick, missed the kick, no probs. Loving it. Loving it. This is the worst thing ever. Yeah, so while this looks fucking atrocious to me, it's actually not that bad, because the ball is now effectively dead for the turn. Nick needs 2 takeouts. I need 1, which is weird. So Spigot here pours into Rundas. Doesn't kill him because Tough Hide is a thing. Rundas goes back and pours into Spigot. I'm thinking pretty hard about this last one. I've taken some damage and some pushes up till then. Instead I take the Harrier and put it on Spigot, and I'm just like, please let it go. Just don't think about it. I don't really know what he could do to get Spigot out of there, but if he doesn't, and he doesn't sort of turn off Divana here, that's pretty bad. So Estes takes her tool up, and a tooled up from, her strength. I think that's tooled up from Spigot. And goes into Rundas. I've healed Rundas, but she does still kill him. That puts him to 10. So everything's on the back of Divana now. Divana dodges Eagle into Spigot, because I'm not going to forget that this time. She starts smashing Spigot. Does pretty well, actually. Like, Divana with Harrier and Bird Gangs, it's pretty deadly. So yeah, Bird Gangs here, hitting the full book all the time. Smash Spigot, kill Spigot, win game. So that was pretty good. We made it, you made it. We got through another shit show of a game. Yeah, so thank you for watching. Hopefully we will now cease having a SFG-like release schedule and go back to semi-regular game updates, and thanks for watching. As always, there will be mediocre quality and mediocre gameplay. Yeah.